ಹಲೋ ನನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ TET ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ 2025ಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪೆಡಗಾಗಿ ವಿಷಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳಬಹುದಾದಂಥ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್, ಒಂದು ಟಾಪ್ 50 ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸನ್ನು with explanation in Kannada wherever needed. And I request you to please watch the full video for better understanding. Okay, let's look at the topic then. Which of the following is a receptive skill? ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಮೂಲದಿಂದ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್, ರೈಟಿಂಗ್, ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್. We all know that we gain knowledge through reading. Then okay, this is the receptive skill. The right answer is reading. Receptive skills are those where learners receive language, that is by listening and reading. Okay, whereas speaking and writing are productive skills. Speaking ಮತ್ತು ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಿಸ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. Then listening skill can be improved through ಡಿಕ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಸ್ಟೋರಿಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲೌಡ್, ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಸ್ಸೇಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದಂಥ ಉತ್ತರ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. ಲಿಸ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ವೆನ್ ಲರ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಫುಲ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್. ಸ್ಟೋರಿಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರೀಡರ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ is the best method to improve the listening skill of the student. Phoneme is smallest unit of grammar, smallest unit of sound, a sentence, a word. The right answer is option B, that is smallest unit of sound is called as the phoneme. Phonemes are distinct sounds in a language like b, t, s, like this. There are many sounds in English, okay, which help to differentiate words. Which is not a characteristic of a communicative language teaching. Okay, focus on grammar rules, real life communication, parent group activities, student centered approach. Okay, which is not a characteristics of communicative language teaching. The right answer is option A, that is a focus on grammar rules. See, in CLT, that is what you call a communicative language teaching, prioritizes communication over memorizing grammar. Grammar is taught implicitly through use. Okay, so therefore that is not the characteristics of communicative language teaching. Then question number 5. Assessment for learning means final exam, diagnostic test, formative assessment, a competitive exam. Here assessment for learning means, that is formative assessment means ಒಂದು ರೂಪನಾತ್ಮಕ ಮೌಲ್ಯಮಾಪನ, ಅಂದರೆ then and there, teaching and testing, like that. Assessment for learning, that is continuous checks during the learning process to support progress. ಅಂದರೆ ಮಗು ಕಲಿತಾ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲೇ ಆ ಕಲಿಕೆ, ನಾವೇನು ಒಂದು ಕಲಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಅಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಈಸ್, a child writes, I go to school. What does this error show? Carelessness, lack of learning, overgeneralization, poor memory. Here the right answer is option C, that is overgeneralization, because the child has learned that regular past tense ends in ed and wrongly applies it to the verb go. Next question is, a reading test should be too difficult, age appropriate and interesting, full of new words, without any pictures. Here the right answer is option B, that is age appropriate and interesting. ಆ ಮಗುವಿನ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ a good test match the reader's level and spark interest to encourage reading habits. Okay, then question number 8. Which is a productive skill? As we learnt it in the first question, listening, reading, speaking and watching. Here they have asked you the productive skill. Okay, The productive skills are nothing but speaking. Okay. The productive skills, as I said, it produces language. Speaking and writing fall under this category. Next question. Language learning is better when grammar is memorized, students are punished, students are active participants, teachers talk continuously. Here the right answer is option C, that is students are active participants. When they take active participation in learning, the learning becomes very effective and better. Which method promotes natural language acquisition? Grammar translation method, audiolingual method, direct method, structural approach. Here the right answer is the direct method. Why? Because direct method promotes thinking in English and learning like a mother tongue with no translation. That helps a child to learn the language in a natural way and acquires. Which is the purpose of a warm-up activity? Teaching grammar, introducing vocabulary, activating prior knowledge and testing memory. Here the right answer is option C, that is activating prior knowledge. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಗುವಿನಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪೂರ್ವಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಪ್ರೇರೇಪಿಸಲು ಅಂತ. Then, which of the following is a language function? Running, arguing, explaining, reading. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನಿಂಗ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ language functions are communicative purposes like requesting, apologizing, explaining, arguing, then seeking permission, request, etc. LSRW stands for, as we all know, that listening, speaking, reading and writing. Listen, speak, read and write. Option A is the correct one. Which technique helps in learning vocabulary? Listening to music, role play, word maps, dictation. The right answer is word maps. Word maps visually show relationship between words, helping in vocabulary retention. Error correction should be immediate and harsh, done later with explanation, ignored always, punished. Here the right answer is done later with explanation. After the teaching you can go through the child's progress, then you can correct it. Then remedial teaching is for gifted students, weak students, all students, teachers. Its right answer is option B, that is weak students. ಒಂದು ಪರಿಹಾರ ಬೋಧನೆ, ರೆಮಿಡಿಯಲ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಬೋಧನೆ, ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಕಲಿತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂತ. Then pair work improves discipline, grammar, communication and collaboration and vocabulary. Here it improves the communication and collaboration of the students. Then reading aloud helps in grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, writing. Here the right answer is option C, that is pronunciation. ಒಂದು ಉಚ್ಚಾರಣ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಗುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Then cloze tests are used to test memory, grammar and context understanding, speaking, alphabet knowledge. Here the right answer is grammar and context understanding. Then language across the curriculum means teaching only English, teaching language through all subjects, using translation, ignoring mother tongue. Here the right answer is option B, that is teaching language through all subjects. Then flashcards are used for exams, rote learning, vocabulary building, writing practice. Here the right answer is vocabulary building. Then BICS stands for Basic Interpersonal Communicative Skills, British International Communication System, basic internet communication strategy, and none of the above. Here the right answer is option A, that is basic interpersonal communicative skills. That's BICS refers to basic everyday conversational skills in a second language. Okay, and the ability to use language in context is called linguistic competence, communicative competence, structural competence, grammatical skill. Here the right answer is option B, that is communicative competence. Next, silent period in a language learning refers to time of no teaching, time when learners are passive, time when learners are listening but not speaking, time for meditation. Here the right answer is option C, that is time when learners are listening but not speaking. Means the silent period is when learners absorb language before trying to produce it. And which of the following is an authentic material? Textbook dialogues, poems for kids, newspaper article, grammar exercises. Here the right answer is newspaper articles, because authentic materials are real life text not made for classroom use but can support learning. Then the main goal of teaching English at the primary level is to teach grammar rules, to prepare students for exams, to develop communication skills, or to memorize vocabulary. Here the right answer is to develop communicative skills among the students, because that is the right stage and age to learn. Primary English teaching focuses on listening, speaking, reading and writing for communication, not just for memorization. Okay, and which of the following skills is most neglected in classroom practice? Reading, speaking, writing and listening. Here the right answer is option D, that is listening. Listening is often ignored, but it is essential as it builds the base for language comprehension. Okay. Grammar translation method focuses on real life speaking, listening and speaking, reading and translating, role play. Here the right answer is option C, that is reading and translating, because that is a grammar translation method uses mother tongue to teach grammar and translate sentences, not spoken fluency. Okay. A teacher encourages students to speak in English by asking open-ended questions. She is focusing on grammar, writing skills, enhancing fluency, memorization. Here the right answer is option C, that is enhancing fluency. Which method involves learning through imitation and drills? Direct method, audiolingual method, natural approach, communicative approach. Here the right answer is option B, that is audiolingual method. Means that audiolingual method is based on repetition, drills and mimicry to develop language habits. A child says he go to school every day. This error is random, a fossilized error, an interlanguage error, a spelling error. Here the right answer is option C, that is an interlanguage error. Why? Because the child is developing their own rule system, that is interlanguage, blending their native and target language. Okay. And question number 32. In a student-centered classroom, the teacher's role is authority, facilitator, speaker, evaluator. The right answer is option B, that is facilitator. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ಮಗು ಕೇಂದ್ರಿತ ಒಂದು ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸುಗಮಕಾರನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Scaffolding means temporary support ಅಂತ, like correcting answers, giving homework, providing support while learning, punishment. Here the right answer is providing support while learning is the right answer. Okay. Here the child learns with the help of teachers or with his friends. When they give the child the support, automatically it start learning. The best way to teach new vocabulary is giving a list, explaining in mother tongue, using pictures and context, asking to memorize. Here the right answer is using pictures and context, so that it helps the child to get and gain more vocabularies and new vocabularies. Then L2 refers to first language, mother tongue, second language, foreign culture. Here it refers to the second language. Then question number 36. Language acquisition takes place in the classroom through memorization and naturally in an immersive environment by grammar rules. Here language acquisition takes place naturally in an immersive environment. ಅಂದರೆ ಮಗು ತಾನು ತನ್ನ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we should immerse, that we have to create. Being teacher, our duty is to create such atmosphere in the classroom so that the child learns the language like its mother tongue. Reading aloud helps develop vocabulary, pronunciation and fluency, grammar and writing, as we discussed in some other question, that is pronunciation and fluency. Then teaching grammar in context means giving definitions, teaching grammar rules separately, explaining grammar through usage, and memorizing rules. Here the right answer is option C, that is explaining grammar through usage. What does extensive reading refer to? Reading for exams, reading aloud, reading long text for pleasure, reading grammar books. Here the right answer is option C, that is reading long text for pleasure, that is extensive reading. Which is the most effective way to assess speaking? Written test, MCQs, group discussion, reading aloud. Here the right option is option C, that is group discussion. It helps to assess the effectiveness of the learning and speaking. Then a phonemic awareness is knowing the alphabet, understanding word meanings, recognizing individual sounds in words, and grammar knowledge. Here the right answer is option C, that is recognizing individual sounds in words. Language learning begins with writing, reading, listening, translation. So the right option is it starts with listening. When the child starts learning, first it listens, then it starts learning. Formative assessment is used to assign grades, compare students, support learning during instruction, complete syllabus. Here the correct answer is option C, that is support learning during the instruction. Portfolio is a collection of only tests, scores, students' written works and achievements, homework only, report cards. Here the right answer is option B, that is students' written works and achievements. And the best way to handle errors in the classroom is ignore all errors, correct harshly, use errors as learning opportunities, punish the child. Here the right option is option C, that is use errors as learning opportunities, so that we can improve the child day by day by guiding him. What is code switching? Writing in code language, changing topic, switching between two languages, changing the teaching method. The right answer is option C, that is switching between two languages. A thematic approach is focusing only on grammar, teaching language through themes and topics, only textbook based, avoiding writing tasks. Here the right answer is option B, that is teaching language through themes or with the help of topics. Then role play helps in improving pronunciation only, improving writing, developing real life speaking skills, learning poems. Here the right answer is option C, that is developing real life speaking skills. Which of the following is not an objective of teaching English? to develop fluency, to learn other subjects, to promote creative writing, to master translating only. Here the right option is option D, that is means which is not an objective. So to master translation only is not the objective of teaching English. And language learning is a mechanical process, a conscious and active process based only on memory, natural for all learners equally. Here the language learning is a conscious and active process. Okay, so ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ವಿತ್ ದ ವಿಡಿಯೋ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್, like, comment and share the video with your friends. Till then, take care. Thank you.